Hey friends, this is and Erin Tiamslin, and we're here with 10x Business Maturity. Today we're going to be talking about owning your business desires. And there is one simple word that can change your business. It's changed my life for sure because it's gone into every aspect of our life really and changed how we talk. And it's the word want. So, my basic question for all y'all and for myself is still this: is there anything we really have to do? And we're going to want to say yes, but actually it will always and forever be no, because there's literally nothing we have to do. So we actually want the result and the good consequences of the things that we think we have to do, which is like we have to follow the law. We might think, oh, we have to follow, that's what you're going to say. You're going to say, but you have to follow the law. Nope, many people choose not to follow the rules and the laws. There's just consequences, and these consequences for our choices, we're always choosing. We want good consequences, and if we're an adult, if I'm an adult, then I am fully responsible for my choices. So at some point you have to be like, okay, I'm an adult. I am now fully responsible for my choices. I got to stop blaming mom and dad.
So true. So we have to take the prescription.
That might be something we say.
We want the benefit of the prescription. Maybe you have cancer. You'd like to keep living, right? So this shows it's actually, I don't have to take the medicine.
You don't have to.
I want to.
You could choose to die.
Yeah, I want the benefit of not dying, right? We have to pay taxes. Well, we want to not get in trouble with the IRS, and we'd love to stay out of jail. We have to go to work on time. Well, we want to keep our job. We have to hire more people. Well, we don't have to, but we want our business to produce and deliver high value for our customers. So it's just a matter of thinking like, do I really have to do anything? And what does it do when you think I have to do, or I have to do something? So that single have to could be a make or break for your business.
So when we say have to do something, that means there's we're being externally driven, which means internally I don't want to do something that I want the result of. So I want the result of going to work. I really, really, really want the money part or some part of it. And then there's a big part of me that wants nothing to do with it, and that's going to leave me feeling guilty and victimized. And there's just going to be that force. There's that picture of, like if you imagine a tug of war, there's basically a internal tug of war going on with all this resistance. It's an internal contradiction.
Yeah, maybe sometimes it's good to have that, that I should go to the gym at the very beginning.
First, yeah.
But, we need to eventually mature beyond that for us to have a mature or an emotional relationship with responsibility and with what we desire. We need to get beyond the shoulding, and we need to get into what we really want. Now, here's the thing. Whatever it is we say that we want, it's going to require the same proportion of responsibility to achieve that thing. And so that responsibility is something that's desirable. Think of Steve Irwin. This is the crocodile hunter. This is a man who wants to show up for his job, and he wants to perform his function, not just because of his duty to show up, but man, this guy lives and breathes with the spirit of enthusiasm and passion and excitement. These are the people that want to do things, are the people who volunteer really to get dirty. They enjoy the challenge. These people are internally driven for the responsibility, and there's energy that comes along with them. These personalities are electrifying.
I think it's not necessarily always just a personality. That I think everybody has a topic. You could think of a topic that you really enjoy doing, and that is you find the beauty in the mess with, and you don't get caught up. It's a topic thing. For Steve Irwin, he chose his passion to be his business, which really does help. Mm-hmm. And he still had to own a lot of the responsibility in order to be successful. You just kind of have to. And maybe there were topics, because obviously I wasn't on the inside loop with him, but most humans, we have topics that we really struggle to own responsibility, and topics that just kind of naturally come easy with responsibility.
And this is one of the reasons we're talking about this in terms of emotional maturity with our business, is the responsible aspects of the business may not seem as fun or as aligned with like our passion, but in order for it to be successful, somehow we've got to rediscover an interest and explore whatever it is that is holding our business back in a way with curiosity, so as to find some form of desirability so that we can get the thing done.
And so owning our desires helps us to work toward true responsibility. A lot of us only know that we want money, and that's okay. You can start with that, but eventually you're going to have to own all the things and want all the things that are going to make you more money. So what do we mean by owning our desires?
So if we want the end goal, then ultimately I want to do all the steps required to get to the goal. Like if I truly want the thing, then I am willing to desire the steps that get there.
That means I want to do every single step, or I want to be able to delegate efficiently every single step. I want to be able to inspect what I expect and learn about it. So really, responsibility means I can't blame anyone for the thing I want. I can't blame people, because if I want something, like let's say I want more money, I can't say that anyone's blocking me, because it's just not true. If I started owning every aspect of wanting more money, I would eventually get more money. And a lot of us are just stopped with not wanting to do the little parts that, well, they may feel like big parts, but the parts that it takes to get to that main goal.
So true. So if I have a big goal, it's going to require a big responsibility. If I have a small goal, it's a smaller degree of responsibility, really. But the big one, this does create a sense of awareness and honesty with ourselves. Like, really what's required? Like, do I really want that new car? If I really want that new car, I got to start breaking down the pieces. What's the monthly payment? Is that something that can be fit into the budget? Is there some value that I can create that can account for that value transaction? The key here is to desire the responsibility, because you know what you want. You know what the end result is. And if that's already known as desirable to you, then you have to look honestly at what is the responsibilities that go into making that happen. And then in order for me to have that, I must be willing to actually own the desire of those responsibilities.
Well, and what I'd like to sell you guys on is that, because a lot of people believe, I know a lot of this is totally obvious to you guys, like a lot of it's, you're like, no, duh, that's why I didn't want to start a restaurant. Way too much responsibility.
That's why I didn't go to school.
Like, don't tell me something I already know. This is so obvious. However, what we're trying to sell you on is just changing one word might make that goal actually possible for you that you thought was so hard and so daunting. Because honestly, that one word changing, instead of saying have to and saying want, it actually is a game changer. And for me, there's so many things I actually enjoy about business that I never thought I would. Like, you don't, especially if you've never tried something and you're just like, oh, I know I'll hate that. Just be careful with that, because there's a good chance you're going to enjoy it and possibly be thriving and loving it.
So true. When it comes to the taxes, I was so clueless in terms of what was required with taxes. And so what I decided to do is I decided to then go through YouTube videos. There's 120 lessons on accounting from some silly personality guy who made it actually really funny. And I took notes all along the way, and it started to become more and more enjoyable the more I had a familiarity with it.
You should link to his.
Yeah, he was just hilarious. I was like, okay, this can actually be something somewhat enjoyable. So
he made it entertaining and interesting and funny. He was awesome. Okay, one way to gauge responsibility, it's easier to see with an employee. So if you think of your employees, it's gonna be pretty obvious which employees enjoy responsibility and which ones don't. And the ones that enjoy responsibility, inevitably you want to give them leadership. There is also the people that just are not going to want responsibility. They're pretty obvious. They're going to be like, ew, no, not for me. Ain't nobody got time for that. And there's always the employees that want power without responsibility. And we all know we've all worked with people like that, and that's fine, but they're always kind of trying to trick the system, which, just doesn't work. It doesn't serve. And there are a lot of the mine. They're just trying to get money and trying to get something without doing anything kind of thing. And ultimately, others can't trust you'll follow through. They won't. And if you can't trust that someone's not going to follow through, you're not going to give them assignments. Their role will just become less valuable, and ultimately they'll get paid less or lose their job. So
don't be that guy.
So let's not be that guy.
We're thinking like Jafar, right, from
pretty
Aladdin.
Pretty much every bad guy or villain in every movie.
Yeah, he wanted the power. He wanted it without any earning of anything. He just wanted to take it, right? And some people, when they're hired for a position, we see that they want the money. They want to take that paycheck, but they don't necessarily want to serve, right? So then there's those employees whose responsibility is desirable somehow. I mean, it's just, they are a golden employee that is just amazing. You can trust them. They're willing to own it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and they're just like, yeah, I'll do it, And that's going to lead towards inevitable leadership. And they are the ones who are proactive and results-oriented. They are going to be the ones likely to be wanted by many companies. So take good care of these people.
All business owners, when you find someone like that, you'll do anything to keep them. So
these are the employees. They increase the contribution value everywhere they go. They inspire you as a business owner to want to be a better business owner and be like them, right? Money increases for these people really naturally. It follows their contribution value. You want to pay them more. You want them to be happy. You also trust these employees. I'm thinking of Aladdin, right? So trust is earned, and Aladdin at the beginning, he was making that wish with the genie, and he's like, "Genie, I want to be a prince." And the genie's like, "All right, we'll make you a prince." So he becomes a prince, goes to the palace, tries to demand something based on his position or his role or his status. And in doing so, it was just such a put-off, right, towards the princess. And he realized through the whole experience here of not being honest, the importance of being honest and the importance of being transparent. Not immediately, but he was willing to try to earn her trust.
He had to go through the consequences of being deceitful. But I love this example because he literally thought that the role could get him the princess. And obviously that did not work out. And I love how the whole time the genie's like, "This is the dumbest idea. Just tell her you love her.
Just tell her."
And be honest with her. It's true. And ultimately that's what he finds out is he has to be honest and true to earn respect.
So true. And there's that scene where he's standing on the balcony and he says, "Do you trust me?" He reaches out his hand. And that's what we want to be able to have is trust. Trustability comes with the contribution value, giving wherever you go. And then respectability. So as we are truly contributing and taking ownership and responsibility, that increases our true influences, our true influence. I'm thinking of Oprah, right? I'm thinking of the people who contribute huge amounts in this world. Those are the type of employees we want, but those are the type of business owners we actually really want to be. And the reason we're bringing up employees is it's a little bit of a softer place rather than saying, okay, as a business owner, it's desirable to have responsibility. But really, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, you have to be willing. I have to be willing as a business owner to see responsibility as truly most desirable.
And as a business owner, we need to own every fail that our employees do, because ultimately it comes down to our processes, our systems, our feedback, our delegation, and it is all our responsibility End of story. So if there is a failure in the business, it's my responsibility, and that's how you own your desire. Because if I own a business and there's massive failure going on, I'm not owning my desire. That means I'm not actually owning all the responsibility and doing exactly what it takes to make that desire happen in a way that's like positive. I might be in a lot of, I have to do this, I have to do that. Whereas I could be like, hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to create, and I want to delegate. I want to figure out all the nitty-gritty, dirty stuff. And that really can be enjoyable once we work on the want part of everything in our business.
That's beautiful. So as we want these things from our employees, our clients want the same thing from us as businesses. And as a business owner, we exemplify, we set the tone for the maturity of our business. Therefore, we do want to be truly responsible for all the things that we desire. And that's really the takeaway is what things, a lot of the things that you think you have to do, or that I think I have to do, am I willing to say, I want that? And then to hold the same proportion of I want that responsibility.
And I just want to end with saying we are not perfect at this, even though sometimes we talk like we are not perfect at this. And there's so many times I still say I have to do this. And just having an awareness, what's awesome is we learned this concept like 5 years ago. Just having the awareness, it's so cool because both Aaron and I, for the past 5 years, every time we've ever said, I have to do something, we hear it. And we know it's not true. We may not correct each other. We may not even correct ourselves in that moment.
Our kids are correcting us now.
Yeah, our kids do correct us.
And that's great, right?
But it is funny though, because like, I'm aware that I just said I have to do something. And I'm also aware that I don't have to do anything. It's more that it's always that I want to do something. And I just want to add one more thing really quick before we close, is that there is a massive amount of gratitude and power in gratitude that comes with changing the word from have to want. Whenever you say want instead of have to, we have access to a power beyond the ego, beyond the self, that has way more power, and it can actually give us tons of energy. So just using the word want has power, and I think it could change everything for you guys. So as it has for us, it has changed a lot for us.